I appreciate y'all's patience.
Appreciate
This is the morning run, and we do have Coach Gunnar White with us, offensive line coach, Colorado football. If y'all got questions for him about the line, about his outlook this year, make sure you drop them in. Super chats will definitely get acknowledged because as the chat gets rolling, it's hard to see everybody's questions and comments. So get a super in if you can. We're going to work through these little technical difficulties with Coach Gunnar White, and he'll be with us for sure. Let me see. I think we got him now. Coach, you there?
I am. I hear
All
you
right,
now.
bam,
I don't know what
bam.
happened.
Yeah, I think that the audio feed just went out on you for a second, but it's all good in the hood. We back with you, Coach.
Good.
Talk to us. Again, we know that football is not taking place right now, but
Yep.
you get to see the guys in the building and watch them work out and chat with them. And Coach Prime wanted to make sure that it got right this year as far as who we brought in. He wanted to make sure you had the right guys. When you look at these guys' personalities and outlooks on life, how much do you think we got it right this go around with getting the right guys that fit the culture in the building?
Overall, I think we hit it pretty good. The attitudes in all the rooms, not just the line room, the energy's good. Like everybody's wanting to work. We had a big competition day yesterday, and that was exciting to see everybody, you know, bring juice for their side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It was very refreshing to see competition back in the on the field.
Yeah. Coach, those competition work days can bring out a lot in these guys, especially so early when you have a group of guys coming together. You
Mhm.
start to see who's going to rise to the top, like as a leader. Who's going to bring the guys together. What were some of the things y'all got from that competition day this week?
I really just seeing everybody support each other, and even like the younger guys, like Xavier Payne being a freshman, like he's really putting juice into the room too. It's exciting to see not only that the older guys, but some of the younger guys are stepping up and like pushing and bringing energy too. Because
Right.
leadership doesn't have an age.
Mm.
Exactly. That's right. I learned that at an early age myself, watching the
Yeah.
young guys. I'm like, damn, that young guy's serious right there. And you see him
Yeah.
just fall in line. You know what I mean? So, and
Yeah.
it seems like you guys have brought in a lot of guys who have already had that mature type mindset to be ready to
Mhm.
go and not come in and have to, so much develop, you know, uh, with the
Yeah.
guys that you brought in. Talk about that.
Well, we got a lot of guys who's got a lot of snaps, and that's exciting to see. Um, Like I'm really curious to see what they do in pads because everything before that I've been very impressed with.
Hmm.
Work ethic, the attitudes, how they handled like all the team runs, all the weightlifting, like it's all positive. Even in the meeting rooms, like when we talk about schemes and how to identify defensive fronts and whatnot, everybody is pretty on point.
Yeah, that's a tremendous jump start there, man. But like you said, nothing like when the pass break out. It'll be time for that. March
Yeah,
ain't far away. March ain't far away.
no,
Spring
it's not.
football will get on the way. Get 15 practices leading to that spring game.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, Coach, a lot of the fan base, rightly so, will overhear when we have departures because you always hear about the exits into the portal before you hear about the entries.
Mhm.
And so you had some guy leaves. You have one guy leave real late, but you've been able to go out there, you and the rest of the staff. Shout out to Box and Coach Prime and Pretty Tone, et cetera, to go
Mhm.
out there and really get what we need, to protect this quarterback and advance the ball down the field.
Mhm.
You talked about those new guys working together, but you also got some new staff. You got a new OC with a new
Mhm.
scheme. How's all that coming together, even amongst the offensive coaches?
It's awesome. I love what Coach Marion's doing right now. He's got a plan and he's everywhere he's been. Like he's averaged about 34, 35 points a game. Like he knows what it looks like and I'm excited to see it on the field.
Yeah, one thing I always point out, Coach, is that a lot of us have worked in programs, been around systems, and you're learning from a guy who learned from the guy who learned from the guy who learned from the guy. And in this
Mhm.
situation, this is the guy who created this system.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like this is not a branch of a branch off a coaching tree. He is the author of the go-go offense. And when
Yeah.
you look at your line? What does it take for your line to be ready to do their job in that system?
Well, be ready to take the run game vertical. And, we're going to emphasize on violent double teams and going north and south, not east and west, not stretching out, not lateral. Like we have to go north and south.
Yeah. Like going north and south, you have the running backs to do so now. You got the offensive line. Uh,
Mhm.
when you're looking at the film from the go-go offense, what excites you the most?
The run game. The run game. There's every variation of run that you can think of. And if something's not working, we got an answer for something else.
Mm.
That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah. I'm sure the
You
big
got to.
fellas
I
are
mean, if
excited too.
you know what I don't know if you got the right lineman and the linemen don't want to run block.
Oh, right.
It's like this.
That's got to be in the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Hey, can you go ahead and highlight a few of your guys that you brought in this year? And tell us kind of like little reason why they're in the room with you. Some of the things that might have stood out about these guys between the lines to have them on the roster this season.
Well, the biggest thing is they all gelled and they clicked and they had similar mindsets and attitudes. Like they want to come in, make an impact, and win now. Like Bo Hewley's one, Taj White is one, Demetrius Hunter, Leon Bell. Like you can go on, but that's the common denominator between all of these guys. Like we brought them in here to do one thing. That's what they signed up for, and we're gonna roll.
That's simple.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And
This ain't rocket science.
how to say again, coach?
Not
This ain't
rocket.
rocket science.
No,
Hell,
no, it ain't.
Bills.
How have the new guys adjusted to the three-headed monster in the old line room?
It's been good. They're seeing that we're about our business and everything that we do and talk about. It's all coming from the same, not the same mouth, but it's all the same words. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like
Mhm.
it's one message,
Yeah.
3 or 4 different voices, but the same message, no matter how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jeezy, he's really doing the mindset, and the leadership part of it. I'm really handling the concept of it. Dre's handling the technique, and then Grant, he's handling the materials. So
Oh,
between that,
Grant.
yeah, yeah,
We got
he's,
we got to get Grant on, man. Make sure we get Grant some love this year.
yeah, show him some
Grant
love.
had a great press conference this past year.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did. Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good thing though. You have so many guys in there, but you have one message, as you say. So if you have a guy that's not, getting it from you in whatever way for whatever
Mhm.
reason, they can understand it a little bit better from Coach Gerard or Coach Hageman, and
Yeah.
I think that's going to prove to be, better for this team to develop and gel together. With you have so many guys coming from so many places, and you have to
Mhm.
be, on one accord on that offensive line. So,
Yeah.
I'm loving what you guys are doing right there. But just talk about it coming into your second year. How you've grown and coming into that role and have more confidence this season, or just being more serious this season. Talk about that. Your
Well,
growth.
I don't think either of those were an issue for me. It was more so just seeing how different things and different strategies would work with the guys. Because every year it's going to be different.
Yeah.
You don't always have the same group, especially with the portal the way it is, and you get kind of lopsided rooms with
Mhm.
senior heavy and freshman heavy, and not really any mix in the middle. But
Mhm.
we've gotten better with that this year, I think, because we got guys who are older, but we got guys with years left too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with all these, um, rule changes and whatnot, or waivers going in, you really don't know how long these guys have. So you got to just treat it like everybody has time now,
Mhm.
you know. But at the same time, you got to treat it like nobody has time either,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's a double edged sword.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Right. We're
but
right now in the moment right now. We don't know what's gonna happen next year. Let's
right,
let's do the best what we have right now.
right,
Forget how many eligibility years you have left. You got time right now, dog. That's it.
yep.
Yeah.
And every year is looked at as from January to January, really, and just see how everybody handles it and handles their roles. And you gotta win now. That's
Mhm.
Coach Prime's message right now
Yeah,
is we got to do whatever it takes to win right now.
that's right.
Yeah, and even though college football is now very much a year-round sport, you
Mhm.
still just don't have the time that you think you have. But one thing I want to pick your brain on, Coach. Coming from last year, when you were new to this role, or
Mhm.
even before when you were in the room, one of the key differences this year, as we rapidly approach the start of spring ball, is when spring ball is done. There's no spring portal this year. So
Mhm.
you got what you got. Talk about how that changes or may change how you coach, because now you can focus on guys that you know will be here, and versus like, I don't know if this guy's leaving in the spring, that kind of mindset with it. How does that change spring ball in your room, knowing that there's no exodus when the spring game ends?
Well, really, it doesn't change anything because everything's install based and everything reloads. If that makes sense. Like you have a starting point where you put all your installs in, put all your drills in, all your technique work and all that. But as the phase of the year changes, you just start it over. And that way you build on knowledge and reps. And that way it just gets better
Mm-hmm.
as the different phases of the year go by. Because if you look in our O-line meeting room, we got a calendar on the board
Yeah.
and it tells you exactly how many days it is until the next phase of the year.
Yeah,
And it gives you bullet points of everything that you should be doing so you're
Mm-hmm.
successful when that next phase of the year rolls around.
exactly.
So everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing, when they're supposed to be doing it, and how it's supposed to look. Like there's no gray.
Coach, I got to tell you, man, I'm blessed and fortunate to be able to spend time in all the rooms on that campus, and I love that about your room. Is that when
Mhm.
you walk in, there is no second guessing, there is no doubt. You got 96 days to the first game. You got this many days, to pro day. You got this many days to the NFL draft. Like
Mhm.
everything is up there, and it counts down each day. And like I
Yeah,
just said, you don't have the time you think you have,
yeah,
because you'll look up there and see something that's 90 days away. And after a few meetings, now all of a sudden it's only 30 days away. And you're like,
right.
oh shit. like I'm what was it that triggered that for you and your fellow coaches to put that up in the room?
I really got to credit that one to George, Coach Hageman, because that's his wheelhouse. Like he's leadership development, like mindset. That's his deal.
Yeah,
So that's more of his baby.
Mm-hmm.
But we all, we talk about every idea that's brought to the table, and I'm not gonna steal another man's credit. Like that's not how we
You hear
get
you hear
down.
that, Chico?
that's what I be trying to tell Unc. I mean, he
Chico be stealing
refuses.
my jokes and won't quote
Unc,
me.
Unc, Unc just
Like,
gonna be
like
unking over there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I like that too because it gives you a roadmap to get to where you want to get to. You can't just say I want to do this or I want to be this, and you're
Yeah.
not take these steps to get there, dog. What we doing?
Yeah.
I had to tell my daughter that I want to go. I want to run on the track team. Well, let me tell you this: you're gonna set yourself up for disappointment if you think you're
yeah,
just gonna show up and be on the track team. You got to go
Right.
do some running. You
That's right.
understand? And I like that. You have those guys with the right mindset in that room. Let me ask you this though, because Coach Prime went viral from this show right here saying that 5'11" is his cutoff point for cornerbacks. Right? Is there a cutoff point for offensive linemen for you, and what is the prototype as far as height and weight are you looking for, if so, if there's one?
To me, not really. Like I look at the tape, I evaluate it, and I take basically their skill sets or what they bring on film, and then when we get them on campus, we'll check them out for their height and weight and all that stuff too. But it's not a cookie cutter position. Like you could be a 6 foot center and be a road grader compared to a 6'5" guy who can't get the leverage to get underneath a zero or a shade or anything like that.
Exactly.
So it varies based off of the person, if that makes sense.
it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Because we don't
See a
we
guy
don't
like
yeah, we don't teach guys the same because their body's not the same. The
that's
way
right.
they bend's not the same. The way they lift is not the same. Like nothing is the same.
Right.
I mean, you touched on something there, and I really want the runners to hear it, the audience out there on the morning run. If you're just joining in on the morning run, we got Coach Gunnar White with us, Colorado football offensive line,
Run them
working
lights
with
up.
Coach Prime. I got to ask you this because everybody, like Chico talked about those metrics there, and that's important. Reach, height, weight, shoe size. Like, I mean, all that matters in leverage. But I think one thing that gets overlooked that you guys focus on is that flexibility. Yoga, being limber, being able to bend. Talk about the importance in offensive, the modern day offensive line, of how important that is, just as much as strength is.
Well, you got to be able to bend because you're either a knee bender or a waist bender. Waist benders don't really get the job done. You got to be able to bend in the knees and get underneath people.
Yeah.
You know, if you bend at the waist, you're only so strong. You know,
Your head heavy. You're gonna fall over. You
exactly,
know? Yeah.
exactly.
Those are the
Chest
guys who
over.
get swim move.
That's right. Chest over toes or getting knocked on their face or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, it's but yeah, like you got to be able to bend. That's the biggest key with us. Because if you can bend and you're strong, you can block anybody that's in your path as long as you know your aiming points and your footwork and your angles. But we teach you on that.
Yeah. How has Coach Gerard been in that room? You know, a former Buff being back home. You know, how has it been working with him and talk about what he brings to the offensive line room also.
It's phenomenal. With Dre, he's a technician. Like that's his big calling card, and that's his pillar. So whenever he gets with the guys, like he comes up with drills that most people have not seen before either, and sometimes it's scripted out. But other times, like he'll walk through stretch lines and look around at guys and be like, "Oh, well, we should do this today, Gun," and just pull it out of the air like Rain Man type stuff. It's impressive, you know.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach G. You had
Yeah.
another coach. I want to ask about last one. Coach Petco. You know, he's going to the Steelers now. He was able to do some good things on the recruiting side, but as an offensive line and defensive line coach, y'all going to be battling that practice each and every day. Talk about what he brought to the Colorado Buffs and what he's going to bring to the Steelers. What are they getting?
A wealth of knowledge. You cannot replace experience. And playing as long as he did in the NFL, 15, 16 years, if I'm not mistaken, like that's incredible. Especially at the alignment position where you're banging every play. Like that's tough. So his mindset, the way that he just actually cares about the players too, like that's something that's going to be missed.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Shout out to Coach Petco.
Shout out to him. Well, you mentioned earlier, Coach, and I totally understand it. It's not a cliche. It's not coach speak. It is what it is. When you said leadership doesn't have an age. When a guy comes in, particularly with this new wave of portal, you got to be able to emerge and not take the back seat. And I get that. Having said that, though, some of the guys that you got coming back, like say a Yaya, it has to be a little more expectation because they've been in the culture. And can help guide the new guys or set that example. How much are you leaning on that experience that you did retain in your room to let them know, hey, you're the example. You know how Coach Prime rolls. You know how the three of us roll. You got to lead as these other guys develop.
Well, it makes it easier on us because that way the foundation's already laid. And like Yo-Yo, he's like the glue in our room. Like everybody gravitates to Yo.
Yeah.
That's just his character and his personality, but he also produces and performs when it's time to as well. So it's full circle. Like the guys know who's about it and who's not.
Yeah.
And Yo-Yo's about it.
About that life, Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about them, man, I love them to death, as you know, Coach, is when it's shit time, all of a sudden his English is bad. And he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, I don't understand that
he
one.
knows how to milk Coach, I don't know what it means.
I don't speak a lot of English.
Yeah. Like, yeah. They speak a lot of English in London and Austria. That's where you were, bro. You come like, you know what they're saying. Hey, here's some of
what's-
that competition footage right here.
Yeah.
What you seeing right here from this defensive side of the football too, Coach Gunnar, man? You got some dogs over there, Coach.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do in pads. I'm ready to see them go against us 1-on-1 and um see how it's handled, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, pads change a lot of stuff.
Yeah. That's when I'm gonna make my true evaluations.
Mhm.
That was my coming to college football Division I moment right there, Coach Gunnar. When I was in college as a freshman and I was jumping around doing workouts like this, and I remember, I'll never forget it, big offensive lineman, right guard, Larry Coachman, senior. He said, "All right, all y'all freshmen out there." He wasn't talking to me directly, but I knew him. All y'all freshmen out there jumping around. Wait till the pads come on. It was almost like your mama saying, "Turn the lights off." He was like, "Oh, is
Yeah.
the boogeyman coming?"
Oh yeah.
Just,
That's a different deal.
So,
Yeah.
Coach, you teased up about pads, and when we get to March, spring ball officially starts. You're out of the winter workout phase.
Mhm.
As you're going through these installs and you get these 15 practices, what are some of those benchmarks or check marks on your boxes that you're looking for to help you identify, that core group for say August or the season?
Being consistent. That's the main thing. Being consistent in your assignments, how you handle yourself day to day. You're not on list. You're handling your business on and off the field. So as long as you're doing that, you're gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just like last year, like we had guys that earned the right to play, so they played. Like we would play 8 alignment in a game. Like that. I'm
Yeah.
not afraid of that. If
Mhm.
you earn the right and you're gonna help the team win, you're gonna play.
Yeah. I like
Mm-hmm.
that too, because you see defensive linemen rotating,
Yeah.
staying fresh.
Every 3 plays.
And you just want us to stay in here the whole time, coach, like it was a
Yeah.
rest. Yeah, I'm always been I've always been a coach like that, be like, hey man, we're gonna sub our offensive linemen if we have enough that know what to do and know
Mhm.
and know how to play. We're gonna sub them just like they sub the D line. I
Yeah.
like that.
And in that regard, Coach, how much cross training are you looking at doing, or was cross training the evaluator for the guys you selected? Meaning, guys who could do multiple roles on the offensive line versus, I'm just right tackle and right tackle only.
Yeah, we're not about that. So especially in the spring, we're gonna cross train everybody. Some guys
Mm,
might be playing all 5 just to
yeah.
see. And that to your point about not having a spring portal, like that's the nice thing about the spring too, is you got some wiggle room and you don't have to be like, oh well, he has to do this. If that makes sense.
Makes
Like,
Yeah.
total sense.
yeah. So you're
Like
gonna see
more
tackles play guards, you're gonna see guards play center, you're gonna be centers playing guards. That they're gonna flip flop around on both sides of the line. Like there's nothing that's gonna be stationary or stagnant
Yeah.
throughout
yeah.
the whole thing.
Coach, I love the openness of Coach Prime's program. Pregame show been with him since Jackson State, and I love how that's continued.
Mhm.
Same thing for Well Off and Reach the People. But one of the things in that openness, when people see things, they think what they're seeing is the only thing. And like last year, you have guys, what you and I know is getting cross trained. Oh, I saw Chico at left tackle. Tell me that's not going to be the case. I saw such and so at center. What the hell are we doing? It's like it's called practice and getting people ready for opportunities that may come to be down the line. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask that so people don't panic when they see Coach Gunnar cross training.
yeah. No, there's method of madness.
No, don't panic. And you want to have guys who can play multiple positions. Like you said, you never
Yes.
know what can happen on the offensive line, man. People get rolled up on all the time. Now you might have to have a guy off the sideline. Hey, man, you got the right guard position now, and you can revert back to what you learned in the spring or during fall camp or whatever. So
Mhm.
yeah, this is football, man. It's not
Yeah.
golf.
Your best ability is your availability.
Mm.
If you cannot perform when you need to perform, where you need to perform, what are you doing?
Yeah. Why you here?
Yeah.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Yeah. She called me and told me she told you that. She did say that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man.
I
that.
told
Hey,
Chico.
uh, uh,
Yes,
uh,
he He ain't available. What you doing tonight, Unc? I said, I'll be over.
Unc knows he got to be available. Get those calls.
Call me Captain Standby.
Hey, we're up on Super Bowl weekend now, Coach. Who you have in the game? You got the Seahawks or the Patriots?
I don't have a dog in that race. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm focused on what we're doing.
Love that.
Great answer.
I love
Great.
that.
Forget about that Super Bowl. Hell, I ain't playing.
Yeah. No, if it's not Colorado football, it's my family. So
Yeah,
it's
right.
one or the other. And with twins that are 4, I ain't got time for very much of anything else.
Boys or what are they? Boys or girls?
Twin
or
girls,
both?
man.
Twin
Got
girls.
twin girls? Ooh,
Yeah.
my goodness gracious. Hey, man, let me give you a applause right
Yeah.
now. Shout out to the wifey.
No doubt.
Ooh.
No, Shelby's a rock star.
Yes, indeed. Holding it down.
Yeah, I think people forget, man. Coach Gunnar, was there at Jackson State with Coach Prime, came up to Colorado's HBCU grad, J-State grad, black belt, so he can kick some ass. Girl dad with twin daughters. Like he's
you're gonna
he
have
ain't
to
got
kick
time
some
for football,
ass.
Chico.
I got a lot going on.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Well, we're not gonna hold you too much longer. Uncle, you got a couple more questions for him?
Yeah, Coach, again, man, just the outlook for this season. Coach Prime has said he set the stage. He made the decree. 3-9 ain't gonna ever happen again under his watch, and made some changes and has did some shakeups around there. And I know that buy-in is also in your room. Talk about the chip on your guys' shoulders and your unit and the part y'all play in making sure it's not just 3 wins again.
Well, we're gonna do what we do anyway. We're gonna road grade. We're gonna get the ball moved north and south, and we're gonna protect the quarterback. That doesn't change.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna do everything in our power to help other positions to do what they need to do too. But as long as we handle our business and we check off our half of the offense that we have to cover, then we're good. But it's
Coach,
not gonna be done to us.
I gotta ask you this though.
What's that?
Because here's what happens with the O-line in that road grading business. I'm a country boy like you. I know what grading the road is. Chico grew up in the city of Selma. He don't know nothing about that. Here's what happens with the O-line. You do your job. Nobody says thank you. Something happens that ain't your fault. Everybody blames you. Talk about the mindset to even play in that position of a pretty much thankless role for most of the time, but getting all of the blame when the play doesn't work right all the time.
Yeah, and you just gotta be wanting to do what you want to do, love what you do, and you don't need a pat on the back. You just go.
Be real with it, Coach Gunnar. It's like being a dad, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You gotta love what you do, keep going, and do the same thing when you wake up the next day.
Yeah.
There's a high capacity for boredom and no thank yous.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it. High capacity
hey,
for
Chico,
boredom and no thank yous.
Chico, because you're a dad, Gunnar, you're a dad. My kids ask me, my grown kids now ask me this past Christmas, Dad, you don't seem like you're in the Christmas spirit. I said, baby girl, you've been Santa 30 years. Shit wears out.
Christmas got a different meaning.
Yeah. I want to know what it's like to get someone here.
Yeah.
Take me back. Hey, Coach, we thank you, man. We thank you, Coach. Congrats on your young twin girls, man. Keep doing your thing on the football field in between the lines. You're in a great position right now that a lot of people would love to be in. So take advantage and keep doing your thing. I know you're taking advantage of it, but keep going, man. We got all support here from the morning run and Uncle Chico.
I appreciate it. Thank
you. Coach, I don't
know
if you saw Matt Stafford win MVP last night, but he brought 4 daughters on stage with him. And they were like step together. Like I was like, oh boy, he got his hands full.
Yeah, well, I'm going to cut it at that. Two is it. I got the 2-for-1 special. Right. I'm good. Yeah.
2-for-1 special.
And that's it. Because next time I'd end up with triplets and they'd all be girls and I have 6 in the house. And
oh my God. Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing before I go. I was out here in Hawaii. I saw a dad, and he's on Instagram. I guess they have like an Instagram page or something, but he has 7 girls. So I saw him walking with 7 girls and his wife. And I said, man, man, man. He just gave me a pound and gave me an eye. Kept going.
Yeah, everybody knows what that looks like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coach Gunnar, man, we appreciate your time on this beautiful Friday, man. You know the door to the morning run is always open for you, and we're going to visit some more during spring ball, of course. Coach Gunnar White, offensive line, Colorado. Y'all make sure y'all get out there and get behind him because he's going to road grade. We taking that thing down.
Damn right. That's right.
That's
Appreciate
right.
you, Coach.
See you guys. Thanks.
Gunnar White. Right here on the morning run, TMR Live. Y'all make sure y'all get in the chat right now. Tell us what y'all think about that interview right there. Exclusive.
Yeah.
Right here on TMR Live, man. Hey,
Yeah.
when y'all hear this, when y'all clip it, y'all hashtag the morning run, Unc and Chico. So we'll see it and we'll, repost it also.
Absolutely. See you then Dan learn how to work that super. He number 2 in this thing.
Yeah. All the laws. We ain't playing. We ain't playing. We ain't playing. Break the law. We ain't playing. We got about a piece of it. Yeah.